Hey guys, what's going on? Back with another video. So it's that time of the week again. We're doing NFL Week 5 picks. So basically, every week of the football season, I go through the games that are going on that week. I talk about who I think is going to win, where the teams are at, the matchups, all the juice, basically. So we just kind of talk sports. So I started doing this in 2016. Somebody reminded me last year after I forgot to do it, so I did it last year. Now it's just kind of a thing. So every week I just go through the games, the matchups, tell you about them, tell you who I think's going to win, talk some sports, and so on and so forth. So the first game, Thursday night, 8:20, with the Indianapolis Colts and the New England Patriots. You know, there's not too much to talk about here. The Colts are just a feckless team, just not a whole lot for Andrew Luck to throw. I don't understand Andrew Luck's attitude. Like you've seen, or you'll see like the press conferences with him. Like the team's 1-3. Really just wasted his career. I mean, I think he's really talented, but between injuries and the fact that they don't give him anybody, there's just no talent on that team. It's just kind of a sad story in Indianapolis. Anyways, they're 1-3. Just another mediocre team as usual. Patriots, on the other hand, are 2-2. They started the year just terrible. They won Week 1. Then they dropped 2 to go down to 1-2. They won this last week. Huge win over the Dolphins, who also were trash. You know, people thought that, this might be the Dolphins' year in the AFC East. The Dolphins won. I think it was like the Jets, the Raiders, and then some other. They just beat like crap teams to become 3-0. Like their 3-0 is different than the Rams 3-0. I mean, the Dolphins were just a fake team, so the Patriots blew them out. They got Edelman is coming back this week. Gordon got his start, got his sea legs last Sunday, so it seems like they're finally on the mend. Not a whole lot to talk about here. I got the Patriots winning this game. Next game up, Tennessee Titans, Buffalo Bills. I'm not really that excited about either one of these teams. The Bills really suck this year. They're like the old Jets. And the Jets are also 1-3. So it's, I mean, it's really AFC East has always sucked. It's the Patriots and everybody else. I mean, then yeah, I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I mean, they just suck less. Next game up, Giants, Panthers. So the Panthers had the bye week last week. I thought the bye weeks only started after week 4. Maybe I'm mistaken. I didn't know they had like week 3. That has to really kind of suck though, like a week 3 bye. That means like the whole rest of the year, you've got no week off. You're on the like week 3. You're still pretty fresh from the the off season. You kind of want that bye week like halfway through. So like an early bye week doesn't really do you any favors. But anyways, they're coming off of that. The Giants, the offensive line is a turnstile. It's awful. There's just very few playmakers on that team. I'm not that impressed with the Panthers, but I have the Panthers winning this game. Next game up, the 3-1 Dolphins, the 3-1 Cincinnati Bengals. The Dolphins last week, like I was saying, they were exposed. That's a team where Tannehill, he's just not a very good quarterback. Like every play is like a design play with them. Like if he doesn't have his first or like if he has to like try to run around and make something happen or make a decision, whether to get rid of, like he's just not good at that. Like if his first read's not there, he just doesn't know what to do. It's just not a very balanced team at all. So there's that. On Cincinnati, on the other hand, I haven't watched a ton of Cincinnati this year, but yeah, I mean I just have to think that there's most teams would have more of what it takes than the Dolphins do. It's just Tannehill just sucks. He just does. I mean, he did have a good record with Adam Gase for a while until he got hurt last year, but it was really just smoke and mirrors. I mean, he's just, like, if you cover his main guy and he's got to make a decision, he just doesn't know what to do. I don't have confidence in that team. I got the Bengals winning this game. Next game, Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns. This is an interesting matchup here because I don't know what to make of either of these teams. Like Cleveland in their win, a couple weeks ago, showing you something there. You thought that this might be Cleveland's year. Not that they're, going to the Super Bowl or anything, but it seemed like they kind of had their act together this year. And then they had the tie. Baltimore, on the other hand, just slapped around the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, utterly embarrassed the Pittsburgh Steelers, I would say. And a lot of that has to do with the fact they're in the same division, so they play each other a lot, so there's kind of like that familiarity thing. You know, but and also the Steelers. You know, I don't want to say they're not good this year. It's just all the drama. They can't seem to get their head right. But I think Baltimore's a better team than Cleveland. I would. Baltimore's got that old Baltimore swagger going, like that, like 2008 to 14. You know, Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis, Ray Rice. You know, there's a group for you. Just seems like they got that mojo back. I'd watch out for Baltimore. I got them win this game. Next game, Packers, Detroit. I got the Packers again. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, like, that's another one-man team. Like, there's Aaron Rodgers, and there's really nobody else doing much on that team. The Lions are trash. Their one win over the Patriots was just, you know, the Patricia, you know, obviously had that, you know, that inside knowledge on the Patriots because he used to be the coordinator there, defensive coordinator rather. That was kind of a flash in the pan. I wouldn't expect much out of that Detroit team. The Packers, on the other hand, you know, until proven otherwise, I got to go with the Packers. Next game up, this is the game. I don't know how. This is a 1 o'clock Sunday game. I don't know how on earth this is not. Who's Sunday Night Football? I guarantee you it's not as good as Kansas City, Jacksonville. It's Dallas and Houston. Of course, they got to put Dallas in the prime time, even though that's not like remotely. Those are two suck teams. It's not remotely a primetime matchup. But because it's Dallas, the league has to put them in primetime. Which, in this game, Kansas City, Jacksonville is a way better matchup than anything else in this. One of probably the best matchups this season. The two most talented teams in the Patriots. Yeah, I'd say for right now, Kansas City, the two most talented teams in the AFC. If I did my power rankings, I'd go LA Rams, Kansas City, Jacksonville, New England Saints, and so on and so forth. But I mean, these are the two best teams in the AFC, Kansas City and Jacksonville. I don't know why this is a 1 o'clock game. But anyways, man, this is a great matchup here. So Kansas City's 4-0. They're undefeated. Patrick Mahomes has been playing out of his mind. Holy crap. I mean, he's better than, like, you know, Dak Prescott 2 years ago. He's better than, like, name any rookie sensation quarterback. He's better than them. I mean, he's been, like, the play where you really got to get out is when, against Denver last week, or was it Monday night? I think it was Monday night. He rolls left. The blitz is coming on him. You know, he's rolling left. He's got a guy open. He has to switch the ball. Like, he knows that the sack, because Von Miller's right up his keister. Like, Von Miller's right about to take him down, right? And he can't tell because he's running to the left as Von Miller's chasing. So he doesn't have eyes behind his head. He doesn't know, but he can sense the pressure. Like, he knows he's about to get sacked. So as he's rolling left, he switches the ball from his right hand to his left hand, tosses it to a receiver, makes the completion within a split second of getting taken on the ground. Like, if he tried to throw with his right hand or stop or slow down or do anything other than what he did, he was getting sacked. So just the talent on that play. Like, to know that, number one, that the blitz was coming. Number two, that he had to get rid of it. Number three, to think of switching the ball from the right hand to the left hand as you're rolling left and tossing it for a completion. Holy crap. That is some talent right there. Jacksonville, on the other hand, you know, they call them Saxonville for a reason. The defense is fierce. It's tough. You know, just Miles Jack, just the whole operation down there. This is a real test. This is a test for both teams. It's going to show you who's real and who's not. Not that either of these teams is bad. I will say, though, Kansas City, every year for the last few years now, comes out and just blows doors. Like, they come out looking like world beaters every year. They come out strong. You know, like 4-0, 5-0, you know, and then around like week 6, you know, they just can't keep it together. Usually every year, like once you get into the later part of the season or the playoffs, they just, that ferocity that they had, that tenacity, I guess you could say, that they had at the beginning of the season, they just can't keep that together, whether it's due to injuries or just, you know, they usually can't keep that together. It's usually like 5-0. And then they kind of fall down the stairs. You know what I mean? So there's that. And this is kind of one of those, like, you know, real litmus tests. And it's right at, you know, week 5. It's right at the part of the year where they start to have some problems after they come out strong and then things fall apart with them. So I would look at this and I would say, I'm going to go with Kansas City because that's a shifty, dynamic, gadgety offense. that'll give any defense a hard time. And I just feel like, by the way, Kansas City's defense sucks. It doesn't suck. It's just bad. And Jacksonville's offense is not as good as Kansas City's offense. So I feel like if you kind of balance those things out, I got Kansas City winning a tight game where they'll make some mistakes. And I think this will be like that breaking point game where they have some problems, or, you know, hopefully not, but, you know, somebody gets injured, tough defense, and they just start to kind of, the wheels come off the wagon here. Maybe for both of these teams. I got Kansas City winning a close game. Next game up, Denver Jets. I don't think this is in Denver. No, it's not. It can't be in Denver, because I feel like every game is always in Denver for some reason. I don't know why. So let me just Broncos. I just want to check to see. I'm pretty sure it's in New York. Yeah, it's in New York. All right. Yeah, I got Denver winning this game. Not that. Going back to the Kansas City game, that missed throw down the right side to win the game, that was just what a choke. That I could have made that throw. But, you know, anyways, again, not that impressed with Denver's offense, but it's the Jets. The Jets suck. I got Denver. Next game, Atlanta Falcons, Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 1-2-1. For all intents and purposes, it's really like 1-3, because the wins, you need the wins, all right? Or at least if you're not going to win, tie, right? I mean, it's not a win. So I'm going to look at it and just say, for all intents and purposes, with, you know, the talent we know that this Pittsburgh team has, it's basically 1-3, all right? We know that the drama on that team is unbelievable. Le'Veon Bell coming back in Week 7, which I don't know why Week 7 is the, you know, what a diva. Trade him. There's too much turmoil on that team, but they need a win. They really need a win. Otherwise, they're gonna just tank this year. They're just a train wreck. Just everybody on that. It's just a head case. It starts with Mike Tomlin, works its way down. Just a bunch of head cases on that team. You know, and then you get the Falcons on the other side of the ball. You know, who have been ever since they've had a Super Bowl hangover ever since that Super Bowl. I mean, they got the talent, but I don't know. This is a tough. I feel like it's gonna be a tight game. I got Pittsburgh winning this game because if they go to 1-3-1, all hell's breaking loose in Pittsburgh. So. Yeah, I got Atlanta. Sorry, no, I got Pittsburgh winning this game in a close game. Let's go. Oakland Raiders, LA Chargers. So the Oakland Raiders have won a game. Finally, they're 1-3. The Chargers are 2-2. The Chargers are like masters of losing close games. Going back there, like if you look at them, like let's just go back and look at this. All right, LA Chargers. By the way, it's the San Diego Chargers. Screw it, San Diego Chargers. All right, they lose last week, 29-27. Week before, a little bit, it's a wider, you know, this one wasn't close to the Rams. But then before that, 31-20, they win over the Bills, and they lose 38-28 to the Chargers, to the Chiefs. You know, it's like it's a team I want to see have it together, and every week it's like a close loss. I don't know why that is. But they seem to be good. That Oakland, on the other hand, you know, you had questionable calls at the end of that game last week. You know, they just barely eked out a win. You know, Gruden needed the win. I feel like the Chargers are you know, more like, you know, they have their feet on the ground and the Raiders don't. You know what I mean? Like they're just more, you know, they're of a tighter, stronger constitution than the Raiders. The Raiders are a circus. All right, it's like Gruden, who's like stuck in 2002. You got a bunch of players you got Derek Carr, who's just never going to play like he did in 2016 for some reason. You don't have Khalil Mack, went to the Bears. I mean, that's just a slow-motion train wreck, that team. But I still want Gruden to win again. I don't know, I like Gruden. But it's not going to be this week. I got the Chargers winning this game. Next game up, Eagles, Vikings. The Vikings are 1-2-1. How many 1-2-1 teams are there? Holy crap. A lot of ties this year. And the 2-2 Eagles. So the Eagles, I'm not calling it a Super Bowl hangover, but they have not had, I don't know, they just haven't been as you know, ferocious as they were last year. They just haven't had that, you know, that stuff. You know, they just don't have it. You know, this year I would say. And the Vikings, on the other hand, you could say the same thing about. The Vikings are a tricky one because I feel like there's something about dome teams, like teams that play in a dome, like the Vikings used to play outside, and it was freezing in Minnesota, right? You know, so like once you go to a dome like the Saints, the Falcons, like those are just, especially like the Falcons, those are just soft teams playing indoors. You know, I don't know. I just tend to look down on those types of teams. The Eagles, on the other hand, you know, Carson Wentz is back, but it's just not. It doesn't look the same, as it did last year. That's one of the hardest things in sports, especially in football, to keep it together year after year. But as far as this week goes, it's a 4:25 game. It's in Philly. Yeah, I got Philly winning this game. Next game up, Cardinals 49ers. Just I don't know why this is 4:25. I guess because it's on the West Coast. It's really just two suck teams. 49ers lost Jimmy Garoppolo, ACL tear, out for the season with injury. You know, Cardinals on the other hand just suck. I mean, they're the new Browns, I would say. I got San Francisco winning this game. Next game, LA Rams, Seattle Seahawks, Sunday, 4:25 Eastern Time. That's probably the second best matchup this week, I would say. The Seahawks are it's just Russell Wilson. Earl Thomas carted off, flips off the team, which I don't know what I think about. On one hand, I don't like it, but, you know, yeah, I don't like that. That's like just I can't stand players like that. I didn't like that. But it's like Pittsburgh. It just shows you, you know, everybody's a head case on that team. You know, Seattle, Pittsburgh, same thing. They just can't. There's too much drama. Teams with drama never do well. All right, never. When your biggest story is that like somebody's gonna hold out or what, you know, those are teams that just don't do well. Yeah, I got the Rams winning this game. Next game, even though the Rams will lose at some point, what's the Rams schedule going for? I want to know when are the Rams going to play a real tough team? Seahawks this week, no. Broncos, no. 49, no. So now we're at the end of October. They're going to play the Packers. That's a good matchup. Oh, then they're playing the Saints. November 4th, they're playing the Saints. And I think the Packers play the Patriots, and I think the Steelers play... I'm not sure. That's a bit, you know, like the beginning of November, always a great week for those are when the marquee matchups usually are. Yeah, no. Anyways, as far as this week's concerned, I got the Rams. Rams are a wagon. Now again, I think the Rams will suck next year. Like the when you have this just like 1 year of just a star-studded powerhouse team, you usually can't keep that together. That's usually not something that you know, it's just very hard to maintain the continuity between, you know, free agents and injury and just trades, and you just hard to keep that thing going. But it seems like this is the Rams' year. I kind of put the Rams... I ultimately think the Super Bowl is going to be it's either going to be Jaguars, Rams, or like Patriots, Rams. That's what I would say. I know the Rams are... I think the Rams are getting there. But it's another team, like, I would kind of put in the same category as the Chiefs, where it's like, it's really hard to keep that going the whole year. Like, you don't want to start off the season playing your best football. Like, you need to play your best football at the end of the, like, in the playoffs, right? So you start off playing unbelievable, like, you only can go down from there, which is always a dangerous thing. So I kind of watch out for that, but as far as this week goes, I got the Rams. Next game, Dallas, Texans. Screw it. Give me the Texans, freaking Cowboys, fake team. Last game of the week, Monday night, Washington Redskins, New Orleans Saints. I got the New Orleans Saints. Saints are the Saints offense is just holy. It's like the Chiefs are like strong and gadgety. Like they'll run options and dump off to the back or to the tight end or something like that. The Saints are just flying all over the field. Like it's just watch out. I would just that's another team. It's another Yeah, you know, they could go to the Super Bowl. You know, I don't think they're going to beat the Rams, but New Orleans is another great team. But anyways, all right, guys, let's get into it for this week. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you disagree or agree with any of my picks, let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, until next time, that'll do it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching.